Once upon a time, in a vibrant village surrounded by vast savannas, there lived a widow named Amina. Amina was a wise and kind-hearted woman, but her heart was heavy with sorrow after the passing of her husband. She was left to raise her two daughters, Zai and Laila, who had become quite spoiled and demanding in their grief. Zai and Laila had grown used to having everything they desired. They wore the finest clothes, ate the richest foods, and were waited on hand and foot by servants. However, they lacked appreciation for the hard work it took to maintain such a lifestyle. Amina worried about her daughters' future, knowing that they needed to learn the value of hard work and gratitude. She decided to teach them a lesson that would change their lives forever. One day, Amina called Zai and Laila to her room and said, "My dear daughters, it is time for you to learn the true wealth of our land. Tomorrow, you will each go on a journey to find the most precious treasure our village holds." Excited by the prospect of a grand adventure, the sisters eagerly agreed. The next morning, Zai set out to the east, while Laila headed west, each determined to find the greatest treasure and win their mother's favor. As Zai traveled, she met a wise old woman at the edge of the village. The woman gave her a single grain of millet and said, "Plant this seed, tend to it with care, and you will find your treasure." Zai scoffed, thinking the woman was foolish, and continued on her way, ignoring the advice. Laila, on her journey, came across a poor farmer who offered her a small, barren plot of land. The farmer said, "With hard work, this land can yield great rewards." Like her sister, Laila dismissed the idea, considering it beneath her. Days turned into weeks, and the sisters returned home, empty-handed and frustrated. Amina welcomed them back, but she said nothing of their failures. Instead, she quietly began tending a small garden behind their home. Curious, the sisters watched as Amina lovingly nurtured the garden. She planted seeds, watered them daily, and patiently waited for them to grow. Before long, the garden was lush and bountiful, filled with fruits and vegetables. Amina then gathered her daughters and said, "Here is the treasure I wanted you to find. It lies not in riches or fine things, but in the earth beneath our feet and the work of our hands." Realizing their folly, Zai and Laila were humbled by their mother's wisdom. They understood that true wealth came from hard work, patience, and the willingness to nurture what they had. From that day forward, the sisters worked alongside their mother, learning the value of gratitude and perseverance. They shared their bounty with the village, becoming beloved for their generosity and newfound humility. And so, Amina's family flourished, bound together by the lesson that treasures are not always gold or jewels, but the fruits of one's labor and the love they saw in the world.